Hello, welcome to MTG Pro Tutor. I am Sean Penard, your host. Today we're opening this Cons of Tarkir booster pack and evaluating the cards inside. Let's dive on in and see what we got. First things first, take out the marketing card and the land card. Set those aside, and then when I'm drafting, I always look at the rare first. Sultai Ascendancy. So, at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top two cards of your library, put any number of them into your graveyard, and the rest back on top of your library in any order. So, if I was already in Sultai, I would definitely want to take this card because it doesn't matter whether I get this early game or late game. The earlier the better, but at any stage of the game, if I am Sultai, I'm definitely going to want this ability to constantly be able to fill my yard and make sure that I'm always drawing my relevant delve spells. That is really good. However, well, you almost could take this and then just go Sultai. You know, you could make this your first pick, and then just anything that says delve on it, boom, you take it. You know, and then kind of work your deck from there. So we'll keep that in the back of our minds as we look at the rest of this pack. Weave Fate, draw 2 cards for 4 mana, not bad. Trumpet Blast, definitely there's better things to take than this on the first time around. Salt Road Patrol, I like it. It's a 2/5 for 4 mana. It does its work. It blocks stuff. It has Outlast, which means it can give itself a +1/+1 counter, which is very relevant when you have all the Abzan Lords running around. Disdainful Stroke counters target spell with converted mana cost 4 or greater, which is nice because there's pretty much anything, not everything, but a lot of things that cost 4 or more are worth countering. However, yeah, just be careful when you're including counter spells in your main deck because it may or may not fit your strategy. Maybe in Jeskai this card's great, but in probably any other blue, excuse me, like in Teamer, probably not. Saigu Archer, a 2/5 with Reach for 5 mana. It does have Morph, so that's nice. Dutiful Returned. If I was in Sultai, I would probably main deck one of these so I can get back some of the cards that I, self-mill that I didn't really, mean to or want to. Ooh, Tusk Colossadon, a 6/5 for 6 mana. Pretty big, pretty beefy. Unyielding Krumar, a 3/3 for 4 mana, and you can give it first strike with 2 mana. That's nice because it can block Morse without having to use its ability, and then it can block bigger things, and then by giving it first strike, gives it a lot of staying power. It's also a warrior, so that fits nicely with the white-black warrior theme, sub-theme, I guess. Highland Game is an alright 2-drop. It's a 2/1 for 2 mana, and when it dies, you gain 2 life. So, Tranquil Cove, very nice. It's the white-blue refuge. You get a life, and it comes into play tapped. Worthy of a first pick if there's nothing else worth taking, but in this pack, I think there is. Binding Spray, 5 mana, target creature gets -4/-0, and you draw a card. Not the best cantrip in the world, because think Jeskai. Jeskai, their creatures get +1/+1 every time you play a non-land spell. So playing a non-land spell that lets you draw another one is good because if it's cheap enough, you can keep playing successive cards, and that's kind of the idea of Jeskai. But this is not a cheap one, so it's kind of down on the list. Swarm of Bloodflies. It comes into play with 2 +1/+1 counters, so it's a 2/2 for 5 mana, and whenever another creature dies, it gets +1/+1. So it could, quickly grow because it's when any other creature dies, not just yours. So you trade in combat with your opponent, it gets +2/+2. And then Quiet Contemplation. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay 1. If you do, tap target creature an opponent controls, and it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Holy cow. So yeah, people are trying to build decks around this, and I would not recommend taking it when you're first starting out because it's pretty complex, to build around. So that said, speaking of build around the cards, I do not feel half bad taking our rare, the Sultai Ascendancy, and just trying to go in on the delve. Now, there were not any delve cards in this pack, so what would come back to us? Probably the Dutiful Return. That would probably come back. Some of those blue cards might, but there you have it. That's what I think. Would you first pick Sultai Ascendancy? Do you think that it is worth diving into that deck type just off of this card alone? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. I'm Sean Penrod, and I'll see you in the next pack.